Oh man,
yeah,
come
totally.
on.
You nailed it.
Come on. Yes. Dude, that is cool.
So this ain't no tail dragger. It's just some kind of funky, nose down, 70s freak machine. How does that sound?
That's good to me.
I'm bringing in my friend Johnny to collaborate on another project. Hey, howdy.
What's up, man?
Past projects Johnny and I have collaborated on are pure show car, you know, just these wild concept vehicles, and they came out awesome. One was called the Johnny 5, it's just a mutant front engine VW pickup, and another one called the Space Junkie. We're always trying to raise the bar, so it's set fairly high on the last collaboration.
I was super excited when Ian called me up and said, hey man, come down to the coast. I got this cool thing we're gonna work on. My skill set, of course, is just drawing crazy hot rod cartoony cars on paper. Then I get to watch this master of metal building these wild creations that were in my head, and it ends up epic. Under that tarp could be this wild creation that's already been done. It's already this amazing killer custom car that we're gonna now take apart and recreate, or it could just be a pile of 2 or 3 parts, and I'm just ready to see what's under the tarp.
My whole thing is get the artist in the house, no preconceptions. I like to bring the shock and awe factor.
Okay. Yikes.
It's a little funky, right? This is like a 1970s. It's called a
Yes.
Kellison Sandpiper. So it's a pickup truck dune buggy. It looks like this, but what it is isn't what it appears. We just have to one-up everything we've done so far. Johnny and I have been down this road before. You know, last time we started, it was like, whoa, this is incredible. You know, this time it's maybe not that much. As it sits now, it's not the eye-popping show car you read about, but I can envision it. This has got potential.
There's something here.
I tend to forget I need to get people warmed up to my ideas. You know, this roof comes off. That's why I called you here. Like, anything goes. You know, my other car, we cut it apart. I'm not married to any of this. Don't think about specifics of a bubble top or a dune buggy or whatever.
So you're not necessarily married to the classic dune buggy thing, then? Okay.
No, that's the thing. Full custom show car. My whole goal with this is like a nice, finished, high quality vehicle. I was telling Johnny, dune buggy isn't the key word here, it's show car. That's the end result. I did all the mechanical stuff, so it's basically a driving car as is if I put the engine in, and I stalled on it because I want to make something crazy.
Okay.
Something like no one's ever seen. It's not a dune buggy.
Still keeping it rear engine, I'm assuming?
It's gonna be rear engine for sure. Anything goes back there.
And as far as...
The wheelbase is set.
So in my head, you know, I'm thinking to myself, man, there's not much here. What could I even bring to this? You know, that kind of thing. So I'm really gonna have to push the limits of my abilities.
My whole logic here is I'm trying to bring out the best in Johnny, you know, all of his creativity. If I showed him something again that was like a finished vehicle, we'd be running over old territory. Start with something completely, you know, straight in your face, nothing but potential, and just let him run with it.
So is there any more parts that you have for it? Like,
oh, if you're looking for something that has the feeling.
Yeah, that would
I
help.
have this. My friend Bob gave me this porthole.
Okay. A porthole.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I have a dune buggy and a porthole, and the greatest artist I could hope to work with. So, I mean, what more do you need?
Last time I had a bubble and some fins.
Oh, here's
and a
your bubble.
chassis.
Yeah.
And then you showed me a picture of a dragster.
I got other windows.
So he pulls out, you know, porthole, and then this long little window. And I have to remind myself, everything I've thrown at him so far, the guy's pulled it off. I'm ready for the ride. It's gonna be pretty exciting. So I'm pumped now. I'm getting the point, Ian. No rules.
No
just
rules.
Whatever. Okay.
The whole thing with the pile O parts that I've set up for this is just cool things with cool shapes. It's a boat windshield. Maybe, I don't know. What else do you want? Just like the roof, Johnny could take these parts or leave them. You know, I have a couple ideas about this, but really, I don't want to tell you anything because I want to see what you're thinking. All you have to do is something cooler than what you did last time.
So there's maybe the challenge. I go as crazy I can go, and how far can we push you?
Exactly. I ain't scared.
Okay, a little ping pong.
Right, exactly that.
There you go, it's on you.
So whatever.
But it sounds a whole lot like it's on me right now. Ian's real clear about he's not married to anything on the car. The body can go, the top can go, the wheels can go. Whatever you want to do, Johnny, let's get it down and we're gonna build from this.
Just like the Ed Roth cars, if you look at any of his cars, it's basically just a big fiberglass sculpture on tires.
Right.
Same thing here.
With a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of cool stuff. One of my heroes in car building is, of course, Ed Roth. His vehicles were made primarily out of fiberglass. Even though they were vehicles, they were all sculptures in their own right, and I used that as kind of the beacon, or rather the excuse for what I do.
Colors, graphics,
yes.
Stands,
yes.
Wheels.
Yes, I need that. The advantage to fiberglass in this situation is we'll be able to set up a mock-up really quick. If we don't like it, it's quick and easy to modify.
I'm ready to do this. Let's, I said, let me get my stuff out and throw down a couple drawings, and then we'll go from there.
Johnny's talent is really taking all of this, potential that's in the ether, taking all the discussion and putting it on paper.
The hard part is, usually I do like a bunch of warm-up drawings, but immediately I'm like kind of like on the spot, like, hey, let's get this going. Like, you gotta draw a car now. So that part sometimes can be a little challenging. And I just think, okay, just let go and just try to come up with something kind of crazy. Too tame.
What I'm hoping to see is that surprise. He brings it. That's why he's back in the shack once again. I'm hoping to see a couple good ideas that I would have never thought of otherwise. You gotta remember, I'm West Coast, he's East Coast. Opposites attract, the peanut butter, chocolate dichotomy, two great tastes that taste great together. I gave Johnny some time to do his thing. He doesn't need me looking over his shoulder, like a manager.
One of the things that Ian made pretty clear about this particular build is we're gonna keep it fiberglass. It's a nod back to the godfather of customization, Ed Roth.
Focus.
There's the car as is. Yeah. And I tried to do, here's the original type fender, and then if it was exact.
First drawing looks pretty much just like a dune buggy, and hey, everybody's got one. I'm looking to push it way further. From here forward, look, that's the thing. The car is arching, right? It's like a thing ready to pounce, which is awesome.
The first drawing was really some simple things that we could do to change the look of the vehicle with still kind of a nod to how it already is. And then the second was a little more dramatic and trying to incorporate some crazy ideas. And then the third one.
Oh yeah, let's see.
What about a van thing?
That takes this, and it's still a utility, but it's a panel truck.
Right.
And I get my roof.
And your porthole.
And the porthole.
These are really rough. They're not fine-tuned drawings. These are real rough. I guess the coolest part is that he's always like, nah, that represents what I see. I see that. He doesn't need this elaborate rendering. He goes, I like that, I like that, I like that, and it's already built in his head.
I love your idea of arching the fenders up so we can get the car lower. I think that's what we should start with, for sure. Let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, the board meeting's over here.
Yeah, over here.
Come on, check this out.
What do you think? Oh, maybe he's afraid you're gonna use his dog dish again.
Could be a doghouse.
Yeah, the doghouse. It's the doghouse. Yeah, look, there's a spot for you. Okay. Approval? Yeah, okay.
It's not just a panel truck, it's a doghouse on wheels. So, driver's in the front, hands on the wheel, dog is in the back, tongue in the breeze. I think we got the green light on this project. All that's left to do is start building. I want to cut these open and then create your front fenders. I want to start there.
Were they really archy?
With that archy top, right? The thing that you did on your drawing is the hot ticket. Being that this front suspension is adjustable and I want it as low as possible, we need to get these fenders out of the way. What's happening is the fenders are coming down and hitting the tire at the ride height I want. It ain't gonna roll.
I came in pretty nervous, excited but nervous and not sure where we're gonna go. And now we're on to the next page. Now how do we take this and turn it into that drawing?
Aha! All right, now you do the same thing, but better. It's time to put Johnny to work. No free rides in this shop.
Boom. So So you're taking that and you're gonna go out around that as well.
You can even see right here where it's rubbing, right?
Right.
You'll see. I got room to steer. One thumb. I want to make the most of my time here with Johnny, and you know, the envisioning, the mock-up process is critical. When you're mocking stuff up three-dimensionally, it's quite a different thing. Form your fender shape that you desire out of that. Johnny's kind of out of his element here, you know, he puts the pen on the paper, so I give him a couple envisioning tools, you know, piece of TIG welding rod, and here, pull it, make some shapes, do as thou wilt, and we'll see how to make it better. It's three-dimensional envisioning. I love that. Is that?
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That's so all I would think is
Roll it back.
maybe just that.
So even more aggressive, a little more aggressive. Yeah.
Once Johnny has a line drawn, we're gonna take a board, we're gonna trace it, duplicate it, that way both sides are the same. So what I'm creating is a contour of the top surface of the fender. After it's all hardened, we flip the body over and pull all of this material, the foam, etc., out from underneath. And we're using some great stuff. Shake these. Shake them.
All right. We're laying down the spray foam stuff. Ian's going at it like a precision surgeon, real nice and neat and clean. And mine's this big blob of mess.
Stay in the center. You're too high. Stay in the center. Yeah, exactly. Thing is, when you're in the house of the master, there can only be one master. You are top chef. Look at that layout, man. This panel truck idea has got me kind of thinking about stuff. I'm gonna talk to Johnny and take him on a little field trip. So this stuff's happening. You know, I got an idea for the back. You know, all we need is shapes. So let's take a ride. So this is my friend Bill's back 40. I've got a lot of treasure from this location. It's about time for the full custom field trip. Johnny's gonna love this.
After a trek up the mountain, built for hiking, Ian goes, check out this ranchero with this camper shell on it.
We're not here for the ranchero. We're here for this camper shell, which is kind of unique, you know? It's like a pickup truck shell, but it's for the smaller ranchero, and it's in worse condition than I thought.
And I'm going, please tell me this isn't your thought of what we're gonna use.
But I mean, in proportion to the dune buggy, it just might work.
I mean, I think this would definitely be pushing your talents, man.
You know what my friend Victor said? You take doo-doo and turn it into diamonds.
There's a doo-doo start for you. But I agree with you. I've seen you do crazy stuff. I've seen you take worse.
Bill and I have the same views on recycling. I always need a lot of parts. He always needs to get rid of a lot of junk. We have a great relationship. You know, we're doing this dune buggy project, sort of like this body line in that it's a sedan delivery, like the other Ranchero I did for you. So we're thinking this camper shell.
I have another one.
So you have two that you didn't throw out.
Oh, yeah, well,
Nice.
we can make a deal.
Told you this guy was cool. The second camper shell Bill showed us was way cooler.
There it is, as I remember.
Wow. Oh, look at this. Totally cool.
Here's that
Oh
little.
man, that's the roof, dude.
Ian gets excited, and I'm like, what? Why are you excited? I'm not seeing it.
That's the thing, this is exactly like your drawing, man. Look at the little flipper details.
Yeah, for sure.
All those embossments we were talking about having to make, like the foam on the fenders, they're already here, it's perfect.
Yeah.
This is another perfect piece of trash we're gonna make into a show car. It's gonna be awesome. Sold, sir.
Regardless of Ian's plan of whatever the project is, Bill's just super pumped. It's gonna get out of here.
Bill's got a lot of cars and he loves to talk about them to his guests. There's this one in particular that relates perfectly to our project. So this is a Falcon sedan delivery. Same vibe with the roof line as what we're doing with our project.
So I walk up on this thing. Oh man, it's sitting real nice and real low. But there was something definitely different about what it is or what it was. There's just something different about it.
Yeah, no, this car is full custom.
Yeah.
I took it to him with a donor car and told him put the front end on, back end, we're all good, clip that all on. Well, when I was absent, Ian cut this car right down in half, right down the middle.
We simply split the car in half lengthwise, widened it 8 inches, and put it on an entirely modern chassis.
Even from the early days of Ian building vehicles, it was never about sticking to the rules. Yeah, I'll do whatever it takes. Split a car down the center? Yeah, that's what I gotta do to get it to fit.
As you can see with that camper shell over there, it's the same vibe, you know? Basically, this style vehicle with the wild fiberglass fenders and everything else we got going on. I just can't wait to get back to the shop and show Johnny how this camper shell will transform into a panel wagon.
I don't know, man.
I mean, look at the roof from here. That's kind of your drawing, dude. So, I mean, it's wide, but we'll do it exactly like the Ranchero. Cut it right down the center.
It's a little, it looks like it's gonna be a lot of work to cut that thing down though, right? I mean, that's a lot of pieces.
So it's simple math, right? So we come in here real fast, right? I see your visor here. We're gonna cut this off. That's gone. This bottom part's gone. This is canted forward. It's sliced through the middle. It's narrowed. Simple, right?
Yeah, that seems really easy to do.
We know right away this thing is way too big, so time for emergency surgery. I'm gonna whack this thing into shape and mock it up on the car.
And again, in Ian fashion, no hesitation, no pre-planning. He just grabs a saw. He didn't run a tape line. He just starts cutting.
Check this out.
And then suddenly, like the lines of the front of where he cut it and the back end start making sense. This might work.
King of the road. I think this is the move, man.
Yeah, I'm totally seeing it now.
Yeah, hands on the wheel.
Raked windshield, this cut back like that, that filled in. Plenty of room for the porthole.
I think it's gonna work.
I'm seeing it now.
The mock-up process is starting to take shape. You know, it's looking better every second. 2 key elements have been addressed. All that's left to do is everything. My main goal is to set up the entire side profile while Johnny's here. I know there's gonna be a lot of loose ends to tie up, but I just wanna get that inspiration cemented before he takes off. What I wasn't expecting with this spray foam is it's shrunk up considerably. See, it's lifting off the car.
Right.
You've heard the term surgical precision.
Right.
Well, this ain't that. We're gonna trim the shrubbery on this.
Ian reminds me that this is a pretty important stage that we gotta get the shaping right, because again, it's gonna be the underside of the fenders. And I'm over there with a saw just hacking away on it, and cross my fingers I'm getting it right. I don't know, man. This is, yours looks way better. So you might have to, yeah, there you go.
The thing about this is it's highly unrefined. So for someone as professional as Johnny, he's having trouble adapting to the situation, you know. You're thinking surgical precision, and I bring out these tools and they don't jive.
Pro? Not pro.
No, that's why they have different racing classes too.
Okay.
Secret sauce. Fiberglass is pretty simple in that you cut these mats to whatever desired shape you want, mix up some goo, slush it all together, and apply. We're building the underside of the car, so it looks super sloppy, but that's okay because we're gonna refine it. The whole idea is once we have some type of structure, we can start refining it, you know, and then playing on how it interacts with the rest of the body lines.
I've watched Ian do metalwork on stuff, and usually the results for the eye are really quick. This, it doesn't really look good.
Those are gonna set up, let them sit till tomorrow. Let's get busy on this. The whole thing about restyling a car, chop top, right? You're trying to make some kind of a statement of a flow of the vehicle. So this ain't no tail dragger. It's just some kind of funky nose down 70s freak machine. And the roof's gotta follow suit.
So Ian's like Dr. Frankenstein, and there's the monster, and I'm just Igor, just trying to not get in the doctor's way and be the best help I can be. Yes, master, whatever you want, master.
How does that sound?
Sounds good to me.
The whole thing with this is just chop, cut, envision, you know? This is a really easy panel to set in place. It's the angle that counts. Top, top, camper top.
Super working.
Dude, this is it.
Who is that mystery man?
You know, I show up to a car show and I'm like, hey, thanks, glad you like the paint job. Yeah, I'll be with you in 1 second. Yeah, no, well, my friend and I built it. I mean, you've never heard anybody say, man, that car was so cool. Did you see how he entered and exited with such grace? I feel like this chop top look, we're on the right path. This is what the car needed. We got to cut the back of that car off right now. I can't look at it. I can't stand to witness it one more second. It's got to go.
We'll totally see the look that way.
Exactly, right. Now we're getting somewhere. Let's just figure out this opening, because this looks funny. Yeah, you can see how wide this is, you know? We know we're gonna have an opening to get in here.
Right.
Probably cut this up a bit. It's the old school guillotine technique, right? So this is your wall surface, and that's the line. Stick your neck out, and wherever that blade came down got chopped off. Exactly that, the guillotine technique. Strength. Aha. We have our pre-seasoned fiberglass panel. I was using this wooden panel as my mixing board for the fiberglass, and thusly it has become pre-treated with fiberglass resin. At this point, we're into the fabrication aspect of things, and that's where I excel. So I'm trying to keep Johnny in the game, you know? We get this thing colored all one tone, and I want him to draw the opening. I kind of know what I'm looking for, but I want to see where his head's at.
And now it's really starting to look like the drawing a lot. Frankenstein's monster is now starting to look like it's coming alive. Straight through there, and then back to the turn.
Like that. See? That wasn't so hard. That's how cavemen did it. That's it. We were doing the same body line, right?
Oh man, come on.
You nailed it.
Come on. Dude, that is cool.
That's it, man. Look at that. That's totally cool.
Right? Look, he's getting excited. Right?
So we're standing back looking at the car, and the dog is just like a wild man. He rarely shows this much enthusiasm at such an early stage of the project.
Love it.
Chop top camper shell.
Right?
We are on the right track here. We just got to keep this inspiration flowing. Work on the next. Johnny and I have one day left before he's got to hit the road. We got to make the most of our time and get this mock-up nailed.
I couldn't sleep last night, man. So I did a little homework. Let's see if the teacher approves.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Surprise to me, Johnny busts out another drawing, and this time he's gone for it. He's introduced a bunch of other elements. You know, the porthole I wanted is included. This is what I was hoping for the whole time. You know, this is Johnny in his element. Now that he's understanding the concept, he's able to take the proportions and just freak out on it.
My whole thing in my head was I just kept looking at the camper shell that we got, and the way you sat it in there and the way it's just evolved, and from that into, you know, just to give it a more visual of like what it would look like finished. So the great thing about Ian's collaboration with me is he's always pushing me to do better than I thought I could do. This drawing for me really was one of those moments. The color, you know, whatever you decide to go with color-wise, and then it reminded me of the Johnny 5. And remember how much the yellow popped in the sun?
For sure.
Like those three colors together.
Yeah. We're just in the concept phase.
Right.
I'll do all the freaking dirty work. That's what I needed. A good line to go off of. That is crazy cool, dude. Porthole and a sunroof. He's got some crazy moonroof, sunroof thing. This feature that shows an elongated window through the top of the roof. Oh man, that's so close. I wish we had this before we cut the top. We cut it a half-inch too much.
It's in there kind of wonky.
Yeah, it'll work for sure. We're gonna cut a hole in the car anyway, but it's worth doing whatever it takes.
So do you got to fill it in first, then put it in, or
No, we're cutting it right now.
that's not gonna screw with the body line? We already.
Nope. Whatever it takes to make this happen, that's what we're gonna do. When you have a good idea, you gotta act on it right away. You gotta feed on that energy and feel out if the concept's gonna work.
You know, Ian being Ian, he just pulls a Sharpie out and lays a couple lines down and starts to hacking.
This element will really help to define the rest of the roof line. Totally cool.
Right?
And I'll have to build that, but that's
Yeah,
fine.
but that totally works,
Yeah.
man.
The porthole is a simple procedure, you know, just trace out your circle, cut it, and it screws right in. Pressure fit. Oh, look at the dimension once it's on the car. It's like a little moon. The one thing that'll set it off, like your drawing, is to
Right.
modify that fender,
Yeah.
and we're off to the races.
It's gotta be done now.
Yeah, for sure. At this point, we're just trying to get all the lines in place, get something proportional. And one big sore spot is these rear fenders. Something's got to change. All of your drawings, every one of them, they're showing this like up, down. It's a roller coaster, right?
Right.
Roller coasters ain't horizontal.
Right.
Not only do the fenders swoop up, they need to get widened and reshaped a bit. It's all about the look. Because your drawing is showing this surface here.
Right.
So let's just cut, because we love this thing. Right?
I do love that thing.
Let's just cut right through the flat and take this off. Aha! See, I was thinking something like that.
Oh. Wow.
That's just me. Now for the down drop, we can make it out of this and just wrap this in. We're not doing any welding on this project, man.
We're not mastering of any metals. This has been arts and crafts project the whole time.
The main positive aspect of working with fiberglass is you get the mock-up really raw, and then you're able to solidify it with this really flexible material. So you can see the mock-up comes fast.
Yeah, man, the silhouette is totally there.
I think the biggest heart of my future car building revolves around collaborating with an artist. Johnny's a great collaborator simply because we have the same aesthetic. We have this love, this passion for those really far out show cars. There's a ton more work to do, so by the time you get back, you'll see there will be a whole other adventure happening.
Right.
And, we'll be on to the next.
So I know I gotta hit the road, but I'm invested in this project. I plan to be in this thing from start to finish. Who knows what'll happen? Everything that we just did might go right out the window. Ian might come up with another idea. But all I know is at the end of the day, it's gonna be a badass machine. It's gonna look super cool, and I can't wait to get in it.
All right, after my collaboration with Johnny Jalopy, I took all of our inspiration, foam and tape, and fiberglassed it. I trapped it. After that, I went right on to this driver's side and refined it right through to finished primer. Did a couple cool elements of my own in the rear fender, and by finishing off the bodywork, I solved a lot of the questions I was having, but I also have a whole new can of worms with issues to refine. One of the main challenges, back to front, it goes from this very flat, faceted shape and turns into these curved sort of fenders. It's flat, ridge, flat, ridge, flat, ridge, flat, 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 round. This is an ongoing issue. I'll continue to refine this as the build progresses. There's about 50 hours into this bodywork as is. One problem I'm having that I didn't even consider was this free-floating roof thing. And I had to put in these temporary braces to keep it aligned. Those gotta go, but before I get rid of them, I gotta come up with some kind of structure to keep this roof from flexing anymore. My first idea was I would just support the roof somehow to the body in the front, but I will not compromise that floating roof boat windshield thing. Is too cool. One of his drawings showed this kind of cool center console that wrapped up towards this moonroof here. So I'm thinking that look, could very well come into being as some type of a structural element. Of course, this element will be refined, whether it's painted, upholstered, who knows, but you're going to see it. So it's gotta be super strong and look super cool. It's like a race car, You get up, you're in the stadium, before you do your jump across the Snake River Canyon, you wave to the crowd, and then you're in. Ideally, just coming in naturally, I grabbed right here through the hole in the roof, so maybe that's the answer. It has some kind of a grab handle. See, you gotta squirm this way, and naturally you're wanting to grab something. Wave to the crowd, and then you're out. Like everything else I make, I start with the envisioning procedure. I want it to support the roof, and I also want to create some kind of a grab handle that can support a person getting in. So, that's my loose mock-up. As you can see, the contours are following the look of the side profile. It's pretty cool, huh? Speechless. Make this out of 1.5-inch round tube and I'll bend it to spec. Good call? Is it a deal? He still doesn't seem convinced. Shortest description of what I'm using is the 2-inch round heavy wall tube and then like 1 3/4 heavy wall tube. It'd be easier for me to just bend these in separate pieces. That way, for length, I can just adjust it and weld it. It doesn't need to be certified. It's not a racing roll cage. He knows a racing roll cage should be TIG welded, stress relieved, all that other stuff. It's not a race car, man. Not named the shop inspector for nothing. It's like a Rolodex of specs that you have to adhere to. A stickler for detail. The issue I was having with this roof was it was going like this, left to right. So I think that this thing coming forward is gonna have a T-bar on it with 2 adjustable perches. Now that I see it in the car, this is the look I'm after. I need to set up a little extra support for some strength, and this thing will be installed. So you're gonna want the handle right there. The end game for the visual appearance of this is yet undetermined. Maybe there'll be like a center console that this element sprouts from. All I know is what I've accomplished has secured and centered that roof panel. So that's the story. I'm sticking to it. We got this crazy looking contraption that is both a roof reinforcement and a grab handle. For those who have put their time in at the fiberglass prison, you know the process. And for the rest of you, it's about time you've learned. The truth is, there's nothing good about this material. From the start to the finish. In the end, it's still a fiberglass car. It's a miserable process. I don't know why anybody would repeatedly try this. So here I am, urging you to not try this at home. This is horrible. As tedious and laborious as it is, it's gotta happen. And I'm doing it for you. So it's important to see the process. Just like I did the driver's side, I'm bringing up the passenger side, but with a few different contours. The hard thing in these fenders, even when it was stock, was how this really flat rear fender blended into this rounder shape up front. And through time, the whole body's sagged down. I mean, if you compare this side to the other side, look, this is not vertical, this is pulled in. There's no way this would release from the mold. Aging sucks, quite frankly. So, I got this piece of PVC. This guide bar is gonna give me a nice new straight shot, and I can come off of all this a new modification, the old repair, and everything. And I'm just gonna bury it in new material. These screws will be removed later. I just need them right here to adhere the fiberglass and keep everything in shape. Gotta lay up the nasty. This is the root of all evil. I don't know why they call it kitty hair, but when you look in there, it's a vile concoction. That just oozes personality. The necessary evil of a fiberglass car is you're literally working with the fiberglass. You've heard of the hair of the dog that bit you? This is a hair of the cat that itched you. I joke about how gross all these materials are, you know, the kitty hair, the fiberglass. This is exactly what the doctor ordered for this project. You know, the can says fills gaps and strengthens. That's exactly what we need. This process might look fun from the couch, but I assure you it's not. I know we're together for just this short time, but the process here is exactly what's happening throughout. And in any finishing detail, it seems like the more you do, the more you need to do to get to that end result. They're coming for us. It's the paparazzi. They're on to us, man. Run. Kitty hair is like the one-step miracle cure for fiberglass work. It takes 2 processes, both the body filler and the fiberglass mat. You just slop it anywhere that needs support. And now it's time to put all that behind us and get on with the car finishing. Got through that fiberglass process, made a lot of progress. We are over the hill into the finished bodywork stage. Inside and out, I flipped the car upside down, body filled and Duraglassed and fiberglassed and undercoated and all that other fun stuff. So, you know, the repair I was doing on this rail, when you're getting in and out of the car, you're gonna be on this, so you know, I made it thick. It's all spray foamed up inside and it's really strong. I'm really excited and relieved and pleased with all the collaboration thus far leading up to this. First things first, you know, every car needs a bumper, so I'm gonna get to work on that. The whole concept on this front bumper is stealth. I just want a neat little lip, you know, something bumps up against it, it'll hit metal instead of the paint. This tube bumper's super simple, but its placement is critical. You know, it's gotta support the look of that nose coming down. You know, the width should be appropriate, and then just 2 bars to triangulate that should it run into something. That looks right to me. Hey, check this out. This looks so good. This would look great in the middle of the dashboard, don't you think? He's not having it. It's just gonna go right to the front beam and weld on, just like a buggy bumper should. So, that's the deal. One dune buggy bumperette. Very, very strong. That bumper's looking good. Now that we got that in place, it's time for the next and final step of the front view. I got these cool vintage KC units. They're off-road lights, but I'm gonna make them into headlights, you know, high-low beam. They go with that kind of groovy 70s thing, you know, you see them on choppers, you see them on trucks, you see them on dune buggies. They're all right. Now that I got the bumper on, I gotta get the headlights in place. You know, their positioning is critical to the overall look of the front end of the car. This car's got too mean of a nose to have those, you know, up in the air headlamps. So they're gonna be down in here somewhere. You know, the placement of these is pretty critical. Oh, a special delivery. He's arrived. I got a special delivery, and apparently it's arrived. We've got a little arrangement in progress. Oh my God, that's the coolest car I've ever seen. Holy Krakatoa. I knew that my friend Tom was on the way. I just really didn't expect him to show up with the rig he was driving.
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. How's it going? Good. You said you were throwing it into your truck and coming by. What the heck is this?
It's a 77 Super Bugger.
You ain't kidding. Where do you even get one of these?
Back in 77, you could buy them right off the showroom floor at Super Campers.
Oh, man. It's too bad I was only 7 years old. This is unlike anything I've ever seen. This is possibly the coolest thing I've ever seen. What, how's the rear view? I mean, it's awesome.
I think I've gone through maybe 70 cars in the last 5 years, and out of everything I've owned, no matter how crazy it is, this Super Bugger gets more attention and looks than anything I've ever owned. It's just ridiculous.
I've just been outclassed. I might as well just quit. Everything I've ever done with VWs, it doesn't even compare to this. So how many of these things did they make?
I heard they made about 200, but we've only been able to find a handful of them.
I've seen the vintage trailers with this look, but
yeah,
this is incredible.
I've been into cars most of my life. My dad owned an auto parts store, so I grew up in the scene, and I've just been into everything, you know, stuff with the history, 60s, 70s vibe. It's just a crazy time period where they're building stuff like Ian's doing.
Just get in the camper.
Stove, your sink, your fridge, your water.
Oh, and an engine. So this looks expensive.
A little bit.
I put the word out that I was looking for engine options, you know, kind of anything goes, and he said, let me come down and show you what I'm thinking.
That's a 2332.
That's
full
big.
flow, deep sump, balanced, Dick Landy blower, and then it's got the dual 44 side drafts on top. Yeah, and that's putting out over 200 horse.
So this Volkswagen has 2 engines. I thought we were pulling it out of the back, but we're pulling it out of the middle.
Anybody could pull up with just a motor in the back of their truck, but I figure we could fit the motor in this somehow, pull out the table, move the seats out, get it in there, get it down here, and just surprise them with it. I figure you'd appreciate seeing all this and
Yeah.
get a kick out of it. Cool, let's go check out the buggy.
Yeah, come on in.
Oh wow, dude, how cool is that? When I first saw the buggy, it totally exceeded anything I was picturing or imagining. It's actually way cooler than I thought it would ever look. If you see something you want, you know instantly, and that was instantly.
And I'm excited to see that engine here. You know, they pop right in.
I say let's mock it up.
Bring that bugger in here.
Yeah, let's get that in.
I am really digging the super bugger. I don't know where his head's at. If he's willing to do some trading, we could probably come to terms. This thing is totally cool. Man, what does the guy got to do to get this off your hands?
Oh man.
You look burdened by this, so I'm trying to help you out.
I think I'm gonna need a dune buggy probably.
Yeah, that could be arranged. I gotta let the inspector check this out.
Oh, right on. Looks like I picked up a passenger.
He's gotta do the thorough inspection, man. He's gotta put his nose on all of it. First things first, we gotta get this engine out of the rig and into the dune buggy.
Wanted to make sure that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, I know. Wow. It's a little heavier with all this extra horsepower bolted to it. Aha!
There we go.
Look at that. Ta-da! This is like the king of mutants in the VW world. This is heavily modified, like it's full race. Every aspect of the engine has been modified for performance.
Let her down.
That is it.